Hey guys, welcome back. And now let's talk about power of habits. Habits can be so powerful even if we change just small things, because over time they produce huge outcomes. Okay, but let's first talk about what a habit exactly is, and no one better to ask than James Clear. He wrote a bestseller, Atomic Habits, really an amazing book. So if you want to deepen your knowledge, check it out. He said, a habit is a routine or behavior that is performed regularly and in many cases automatically. Okay, so that's what a habit is. And now you can also understand why it's so useful when we do find habits that are good for us, because we don't only do it, but we do it regularly and many cases automatically. That's the amazing thing, right? We don't have to think every day, oh, I still need to think about training, right? If we have a good habit of training, if we have a good habit of keeping focused, if you have all these good habits and we break the bad habits, then we can see over time big results. And that is the whole idea. Small changes, but big results, but not just the change from today to tomorrow will give us the huge result after tomorrow. No, we want to change something, implement it over time, and then at the end of it or after a long time, there will be big results. Okay, so good habits plus time are good results. And now a thought exercise for you. Just see what is your gut feeling and then write it down or think about it shortly. So what do you think? If you get 1% better every day for a full year, okay, every day you just get 1% better, how many times are you better at the end of this year? Okay, just think about it. And then you can think about the second thing. If you're 1% worse every day, if you get 1% worse every day, how tiny is your percentage compared to the beginning if you do that over a full year? Okay, and the results are insane. Here you will find it. This is taken from James Clear. 1% better every day means you're 38 times better, okay? Not 3.8, but 38 times better at the end of the year than you were at the beginning, just by improving 1% every day, okay? That's insane. So actually improving 1% every day is not what we can have as a goal. It's too much, actually. If we think for a year, we cannot get 38 times better at the end of the year in chess, okay? We will explode, our rating will explode. So that doesn't work. But just to give you an idea, and 1% worse every day, you're basically back to zero. You're like just insane, the difference. And this should just open up your eyes that you think, okay, I don't need to make these huge, insane changes, but we need small changes, good changes, and to keep them up over time. Okay, it's not about this 1% that you do. Well, you can also double your strength, for example, one day a year, but then you're only twice as good. And if you do 1% every day, you're 38 times better at the end of the year. So there is a huge difference, okay? So that's what we are focusing on when we want to take the power of habits. Now, how do habits work? This is quite important, and it opened my eyes as well, because James Clear gives, this whole circles that we have the identity, okay, we have process, and we have outcomes. So what you achieve is the outcome, what and how you do is the process, and who you are is the identity. Now, what happens with most of us is that we think of an outcome, okay? Let's say we want to run 10 miles, okay, 10 kilometers, whatever is, it doesn't matter, okay? I don't know why I said miles, because I'm from Switzerland, but okay, American friends, that's for you. Anyway, let's get back. So you want to run these 10 kilometers, and then you say, okay, what I should do is I should run every day for, I start with 2 kilometers, and then every day I increase 100 meters, and at some point I will reach 10 kilometers, for example. That would be the process, how you do it. But if you didn't change the identity, this change will be tough. So every morning when you think, now I should go to run, you're thinking like, oh my God, this is annoying, right? It's because it's not your identity. You're not yet a runner. So what we have to do, we have to become the person, and we have to reverse this whole thing. We have to change the identity, then we change the process, and then we get the outcome. Okay, so we don't want to go, I want to be better at chess, I will study chess for an hour every day, and then, well, I'm still a very lazy person and I will maybe not do it. But what we want to do, we want to turn it around and become a chess improver. When you are a chess improver, it's logical that you improve. You try to study chess every day or every other day, how much you can, okay? And then you will, over time, get the skills and get the outcome as well, okay? So here's an example. It's not, I try not to smoke anymore, okay? This is dangerous because it shows that in your identity, you feel still that you are a smoker, but you just try to not smoke anymore. Instead, you should say, I'm not a smoker anymore. Okay, you decided your identity is not smoking anymore. And so it's very logical for you. What should you do if you're not a smoker anymore? Well, don't smoke anymore. Okay, so these are small differences. And here I wrote it. It's I am a chess improver. Okay, it's not I try to get better at chess or I try to focus when I study chess. Okay. When I talk of a real chess improver, I talk of someone that studies with the right focus, that studies the right thing, and that knows how to study chess. Okay, that's what I talk about. You want to become a chess improver, and I will help you with all that we go through in this course. You will get the knowledge to become a chess improver, but you also want to change your identity. Okay, you want to really tell us, I am a chess improver now. I'm not just trying to get better at chess. I am a chess improver. Okay. Now let's talk about how habits actually work. So there is the habit loop. Again, this is something James Clear explains. I cannot recommend this book enough. It's just absolutely amazing. So what you have is cue, craving, response, reward. Okay, this is the so-called habit loop. Okay, and then you just repeat it, and that's how habits are working. Now, what are cue, craving, response, reward? Cue is something that initializes a behavior. So let's say you see your phone on the table. Okay, this is like, oh, this is a cue, right? Or your phone buzzes. This is a cue. The craving would be, I want to know who sent me a message, right? Or if somebody sent me a message. The response is, I unlock my phone and I check my messages. And the reward is, I know now if somebody messaged me, right? So this is a little bit how it works. This is now for the phone, but there, for example, we can take one for studying chess, right? So I told you, oh, it's important maybe to have a plan of when you want to study on your fridge. So that could be the cue, right? You see it. Oh, yes. Then the craving is, I want to get better at chess, right? The response is, I work. And the reward is you actually get better at chess. Okay, so this is what we want to do, what we want to create in a positive sense. And we want to break somewhere in those 1, 2, 3, 4 so that it doesn't happen when it's something negative. Okay, so when we want to create good habits, the first thing we want to do is, boom, make it obvious. Okay, so again, good things like trying to study chess, have it on the fridge. For example, one example I really love is if you buy fruits, you can see the difference. Put them on an obvious point in your apartment, right? Put them on the, dinner table, for example. And many people will actually go to eat those fruits. If you just put them somewhere a little bit more hidden, where you don't see them all the time, they will get eaten much less, and probably you have to throw some of them away. Because just simply, it's not obvious enough for you to get the cue, oh, I want to actually eat the fruit, right? You don't get that enough and you eat less fruits. It's quite simple. Then make it attractive, okay? We want to get some excitement about our chess study. Maybe we have a goal that really means something to us. We just want to make it attractive, or we say ourselves, okay, I promise myself that I can watch 30 minutes of Netflix every time I study 1 hour of chess. Okay, so we want to make it attractive. We want to make it easy. What does that mean? For example, you can have your book that you want to study for chess. You can have it already on your table. You can have your board set up already, and everything is ready. Okay, so when you want to study, when you come home from work, for example, okay, you want to take half an hour to unwind a little bit, and then you go to your study where you study chess usually, and there is the board, and there is the book opened already on the right page. There is everything you need, so it's much easier to actually do it. If instead you have just an empty table and you need to go to your bookshelf, and again, there are many different books, and you first need to choose which one, how long, it's just difficult and it's much less likely to happen. And then in the end, make it satisfying. Okay, so give yourself some treat maybe, or yeah, just do it that you feel, happiness after doing it, to feel good about yourself, because if you feel bad, well, then probably you won't repeat it anymore. And then destroy bad habits. We just have to do the opposite. Okay, we have to do 100% opposite. We have to make it invisible. Okay, so put, for example, for me, I'm so bad when it comes to sweets. Okay, I'm really bad. Okay, it's not bad. Everyone is bad, but I'm like, if you ask my girlfriend, she just laughs at me all the time. So when I see chocolate, I'll eat chocolate. I'm very, very simple in that. So I need to put chocolate somewhere where I don't know where it is. For example, sometimes Alessia will just put them somewhere, or I will just not buy it, not have it at home. And then it's invisible. I cannot eat it. Okay. Make it unattractive. So maybe have some punishment if we do something bad, or realize the bad effects of having your phone too much, that you get dependent on it. Your focus actually gets worse because the phone always takes focus away. So think about that. Then make it difficult. That's the idea where I said in the focus section that you should put your phone on airplane mode, for example, because it is more difficult to switch on the phone, then take away airplane mode, and then go to do something you don't want to do. Okay, so you want to make it more difficult, and then in the end make it unsatisfying. You can have, again, when I do X, I punish myself with Y, whatever comes to mind. So now I would really invite you to think where in the sense of this course, but also in chess, which habits you want to create. Are there good habits you want to create, or are there bad habits that you need to break? And then think about this. If it's bad, make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, unsatisfying, or the opposite. If it's something good, you want to make it obvious, you want to make it attractive, you want to make it as easy as possible and satisfying. And this is how you can start creating your habits and curing them. And again, keep it simple. Okay, you can write down, for example, 5 different habits you want to learn, but don't do them all at the same time. That won't work. Do one, okay? And once this becomes a real habit, when it is automatic, okay, then you can go to the second one, and then you can go to the third one. And like this, you build habits and you create those habits to study better. And yeah, it will just make your experience again much better, and you are more likely to do actually the things that you want to do, even if they aren't as easy as maybe chilling on your sofa and watching Netflix. But you know that at the end of the day, you are happy when you do the little bit harder things, but that make you more happy in the long term. For me, for example, the same goes for the gym. I never really want to go to the gym, but after the gym, I'm always happy and I feel better. So I need to find a way to trick myself to actually go to the gym, because I know that I should, but if I don't have habits, I won't do it. So it's always this play in between knowing what you should do, but being a little bit too lazy, but then finding a way to trick yourself. And this is how you can create good habits, destroy bad habits. And if you want to learn more, again, this book, Atomic Habits, is amazing. I really believe that it will change something drastical in your life if you apply it. So feel free to check it out, read it, and get even deeper into that habit loop. See you in the next video.